Today, I've experienced something that I think that I should share with you. In my hand, I have an invoice, a receipt. Um, I just paid $108. Today is March 12th, Saturday. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law is visiting us, and we had a wonderful Sabbath morning. And we came home, and just recently that my girls wanted to get fish, and they've been begging us to get fish for them. So we got three fish. One that belongs to my eldest is the name is Snow, and the second one, the Rebecca fish. What's the name of the fish, Hannah?
Curtsy.
Curtsy. Okay, and what about the third one?
Lily.
Lily. Okay, so we got them three fish for my daughters, and the deal was for them to take care of the fish, and I had them here. But I came home and I realized, and in a couple of days I have to go for a trip, and I'll be gone for a little bit long period of time, and I realized the fish bowl is quite dirty, and the promise was for them to take care of it and clean the water. So anyways, I thought that I would do a favor for them and decided to clean this fish bowl. And I was doing it in the one of the bathrooms, and I should have been more cautious, but in my carelessness, I thought I could handle it. I had a cup in my one hand, and I was handling this bowl at the other hand, and I said, I'm gonna capture it just right in the moment, but lo and behold, unfortunately, I missed the timing, and I saw that tiny little fish just going down the drain, and I was trying to catch it, and I could not catch it. So I was in a state of shock. Here I was trying to help my daughters, and I have just let one of my fish go down the drain. And so we thought about how we can find a way to explain this to our children. And of course, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law came up with some great ideas that they'll go down the drain and join the rest of their fish friends. I thought about that, but I felt that we still need to try something and see whether we can still rescue this fish. I believe we paid 16 cents for each fish. So three fish, that's still less than 50 cents, if my math is correct. And so I decided to find a plumber who will be willing to come on a Saturday on a short notice. And I called a few numbers and no one returned. And all of a sudden, while I was calling another number, someone called and said, you know, I believe that you were trying to reach me. And I said, are you a plumber? And he said, yes, I'm a plumber. And I explained the situation, that I allowed the fish to go down the drain, and I was hoping that maybe he can come and rescue this fish. And thankfully, he actually was also working today, and he said, I'm only half an hour away, and I'll come. And within 30 minutes, he came. And to cut the long story short, he opened the drain. And thankfully, the fish didn't go down the drain, but the little tiny fish, this is the tiniest of the three, was still in there in that tiny tube. And we were able to save it, and it's in here. And when my wife came and said, how much did he say he will charge you? I told him, just give him whatever he asks. And he asked for $108, and he asked what I do, and I explained I'm a pastor, and we learned that he's been also working for the General Conference before, and I believe it's God's providence that the fish is saved. I mean, this day could have been a traumatic day, a day that we'll remember as the day that we saw the fish go down the drain, but instead we saved the fish, and we learned a valuable lesson. When fish went down the drain, it really affected me because in a couple of days that I'll be on the road, and I wanted to do something for my daughters, and I see this fish go down the drain. I kill the fish, but instead the story has turned, and this fish, which is only 16 cents worth, I paid $180, and it was heartwarming to see my girls bringing all their little purses where they kept their cash that they have saved up, so eager and willing to give it away to pay for this fish. And I guess the moral of the story is that something was paid, a price was paid. When I look at this fish, and when my girls look at this fish, it's no longer just a fish, but this is a fish that has been bought with a price, a hefty price, $108. I could buy a lot of fish with that money, but I'm going to keep this fish because this is worth more than just monetary value, because this is the evidence and the evidence of God's grace. So we decided to give a second name to this fish. Now this fish is going to be called Snow Grace. So I want you to know that if you think this fish is precious to us, to the Moon family, let me tell you, your life is so much more worth it. And you cannot measure your worth so lightly, because just as we paid $108 for a little tiny fish, but Jesus gave his entire life, his precious blood was shed on the cross for you and me. So every time when you feel like you're worth nothing, and if you're wondering whether anyone cares, remember that you're worth more than what you think, because Jesus gave his life for you. So may this be an encouragement for all of you. And in closing, I want to tell you, please, when you're changing the water of your fish tank, make sure you close the drain so that you don't lose a fish. And take care of fish. And may the Lord bless you, and happy Sabbath.